Just one more hour, then I swear I am turning it off. I can't remember when I started, and I'm scared of the thought. The sun has gone down, I'm all alone now. It's time to face the truth. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm afraid of adults and cloaking commitment and denial. Maybe I'm a child. Another minute and I'm looking at an empty box. I'll make exceptions for events, but tell me, when do they stop? I'm reaching new highs, but I'm the same guy. I just have more to lose. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm afraid of adults and the cloaking commitment and denial. Maybe I'm a child. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm still a child. Maybe I'm afraid of adults, obligation, and the fall of expectation. All the changes in the patience, and lasting transformations. Keep your new ones, keep a portion. I would rather have distortion. Maybe I'm a child. Sometimes when I hate where I am, I forget every single place that I've been. And sometimes when I look in the mirror, I wanna tear off every piece of my skin. I'm looking for a lover, but there ain't nobody here. Searching for a vessel that can sail into the clear. Endless blue and a crew to hold the line. And if you wanna run away, then we got room for you. Never feel ashamed for doing what you wanna do. Time away doesn't wait to be defined. Wait for me by the Baltic Sea. Don't tell nobody. We will set sail with all the broken-hearted girls and boys. Don't need no captain on this island made of misfit toys. Sometimes when I'm lying in bed, I feel like tomorrow may just never come. And sometimes when I'm all in my head, feels like the air will never get to my lungs. I'm looking for a lover, but there ain't nobody here. Searching for a vessel that can sail into the clear. Endless blue and a crew to hold the line. Wait for me by the Baltic Sea. Don't tell nobody. We will set sail with all the broken-hearted girls and boys. Don't need no captain on this island made of misfit toys. Sometimes own time, staying up in bed all night, so wrapped up in all the small things, living all the lessons learned, till the bridges just get burned. Every turn, if I'm destined for greatness, and why do I hold myself back so far? I'm the only one in my way, I'm the only one in my way, but grace is amazing. I know she'll carry me all the way through, carry me through the day, carry me through the day. It's a lonely road to the top, but someone's gotta do it, working my way all around the clock, cause someone's gotta do it. Day and night, bloodshot eyes, it's a love, it's a sacrifice, it's a lonely road to the top. It don't even matter when, long as I get there in the end, I'ma give it my all. Slowly moving up the ranks, all I have is God to thank. Keeping me honest, keeping me true, everything I do goes back to you. Listen for greatness, and why do I hold myself back so far? I'm the only one in my way.
ASL 시즌 10 타임리스. 핫식스 아프리카TV 콜로세움 라이브 ASL에 오신 것을 환영합니다.
What is up, everybody? We're back here for another day of ASL. We're going to be going into a quick interview with our 4 players, and after that, we'll be jumping into the best of ones. We're getting, we're a little bit over halfway through the round of 24 here. So,
yeah, sure are. And it's going to be a great day today. Great group.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who's actually going to come out.
He's always one of the most exciting players.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to see how many he's going to do here. All right, let's see our players.
자, 먼저 D조의 1위 선수 변현재 선수와 인사를 나눠보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
Let's talk to our Tier 1 player from Group D. Hello, Minnie.
선수 좀 다소 아쉬운 성적을 받아들었습니다. 16강 탈락, 24강 탈락. 또
Your recent ASL results were a bit disappointing. You were eliminated in the round of 24 before.
최근에 두 번 다 이제 빨리 떨어지다.
I imagine you have a different mindset coming in here today. How are you feeling?
한판하는 게 좀 너무 무섭더라고요.
네.
그래서 최대한 24강이랑 16강.
I think single elimination is pretty scary.
지금이 단판이 너무.
If I make it out of the round of 24 and into the round of 16, I'll think I'll be much more confident going into my games.
강하시잖아요. 근데 오늘도 2명의 저그가 같은 조에서 경기를 펼치게 되거든요.
You've been showing a strong performance against Zerg. You have 2 Zerg players in this group as well. How do you feel about that? I would say all 3 of the other players in this group are very strong. It's hard to say how exactly I'll do today and who's going to come out on top.
심리적인 부담감을 가지고 계신 것 같은데 빌드에 대한 준비는 좀 어떠세요?
I imagine you're feeling quite a bit of pressure
네.
since it's single elim. How was your prep? I think my preparation was fine, but again, as I said, a single elim, I'm nervous about that. Let's go to Royal. This is the player. Sorry, by the way, guys, change his ID. So this is your second ASL. In the qualifier, you actually managed to beat Bisu on the way up. That drew a lot of attention from the community. What was going on in your mind when you beat Bisu? Before I had the qualifier, even when I watched the qualifier broadcast, I had a feeling beforehand I wouldn't lose against him. And when I played in the game, everything went according to plan. Seems like you've gained quite a bit of confidence. How do you feel going into the round of 24 today? So honestly, I could say This group is
질그림이
strong.
좀안 그려져요 사실.
질 그림이 안 그려진다.
좀
어떻게 해서든지 진출할 그림밖에
He says he
그려지지
can't-
않는다.
Oh, he says he
네,
can't
오늘 좀
imagine he'd get
준비가 좀
eliminated
잘
from this group.
돼가지고
Wow, really?
아무리 돌려봐도
You really think you're gonna make it
질그림이
out?
안 보이네요.
Yes, I do.
또 아이디를 새로 바꾸시고
I would say I've
소리에서 로열로
really
바꾸시고
prepped
첫
well.
또 경기를
So I think yes, I will
진출하게
advance.
되셨잖아요.
네네.
그래서 그런지 마음가짐이 조금 더 다르신 것 같아요.
맞아요. 제가 저번
So you made it out of the first
팀리그
qualifier.
때까지 팀이라니 하다가 그 팀리그를 너무 말아먹어가지고 그때 진짜 뭔가
And you've also changed your
아이디어
ID.
안
You're no
좋은
longer
게
using.
있는 것 같더라고요.
네.
그래서
Sorry, you're using Royal.
그리고 이번에 첫 대회 하는 건데
I decided my ID just wasn't that good.
따라와줬으면 좋겠는데.
It was though.
아마 그런 바람을 팬분들도 많이 가지고 계실 것 같습니다. 조일장 선수한테
So
인사를
he doesn't want to be sorry
나눠보겠습니다.
anymore. He's
2년
Royal now.
만에 ASL 무대에
that's why he changed his ID.
돌아오셨습니다. 물론 팀리그를 통해서
Let's talk with Hero now.
인사를
Hero, welcome back to
드리긴
the
했지만
ASL.
또
It's been a few
오랜만에
years.
돌아오신 소감 어떠세요?
I know many fans have been eagerly watching you.
굉장히 좀
How are you
낯설고요.
feeling today?
뭔가 전보다 좀 더 긴장이 되는 것 같아요.
어떤
It's a new feeling, actually.
느낌이 드세요?
I would say I'm actually a little bit nervous today.
오셨을 텐데.
근데 뭔가 좀 익숙하지 않은
Yes, but you've already
뭔가
played
2년 동안 좀 딴 데
In this new studio for the team league, right? Does it still feel unnatural?
아무래도 같은
Yeah, I
경우는
still have not quite
선수가 또
acclimated
저기 전에
to
강한 모습을
this new
보여주고
environment.
있고, 또 박준호 선수 같은 경우에는 개인 방송을 잘 하지 않기 때문에 조일장 선수가 좀 이런 부분에서 이 D조 까다롭게 느끼지 않을까 하는 분들도
Mini and
계시더라고요.
Royal
네, 일단 다들 저그전 잘하는
have been looking quite strong against Zerg.
모여 있어가지고 조금
And Killer hasn't been
부담스럽긴 한데
streaming it also.
그래도 올라갈 수 있지 않을까 생각하고 있습니다.
How are you feeling?
그래도 올라가지 않을까 하는 생각을 갖고 계시고
Yeah, I think somehow either way I could still get out
좀 자신감을
and advance.
갖고 계신 것 같은데 이번에는 박준호 선수와
I would say it's a
인사를
difficult group, though.
나눠보겠습니다. 안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요.
두 시즌 연속 ASL에 함께하고
Alright, let's go to
계십니다.
Killer.
그런데 지난 시즌 4 8강을 갔던 걸
So
제외하고는
2 consecutive ASL seasons.
4강에서 좀 많은 벽을 느끼셨던 것 같은데 이번 시즌은 좀 다른 느낌이신가요?
Back in the past, you've been into the quarterfinals, but otherwise you've been eliminated usually in the round of 24.
각오는 남다른데
Feeling pretty much the
어떻게
same.
남다르세요?
I don't think it's good.
그냥 올라가고 싶어요.
He says he has higher expect. He's hoping to do better, but his feelings are the same
박준호
as in the
선수는
past.
첫 경기 상대인 조일장 선수를 또 지난
So how are you
시즌에
feeling differently?
부산에서
I just want to make it out of the
이기셨던
group.
경험이 있으시잖아요.
네.
오늘도 그 기억을 좀 가지고 가실 수 있을지.
네, 뭐 일단 그때 이기긴 했는데 사실 저그대
So,
적은 워낙 변수가 많은
Your first
게임이라서
opponent's Hero, you actually defeated him in the Busan
상대가
qualifiers.
일장이긴 하지만 그래도 충분히 이길 수 있다고 생각하고 있어요.
Yeah,
이번 D조에서
it's hard to say that there's too many
공통점이
variables when it comes to
하나가
ZVZ,
있습니다.
so it's hard to
바로
predict how it'll go.
예선 1일차에 모두
Does he have
뚫고
moon shoes on?
24강에 올라온 선수들이거든요. 또 변현재 선수는 박재욱 선수, 조일장 선수는 정영재
Alright,
선수,
so
그리고
all the
박준호 선수는
players
김윤중 선수, 김지성
made it in the day
선수는
one of their
김태경
qualifiers.
선수를 꺾고 24강에 올라오셨습니다. 자, 24강 좀 의외의 선수들이 16강에 올라간 경우도 있고요. 또 올라갈 만한 선수들이 올라왔다 하는 경우도 있는데 D조 경기를 바라보고 있는 선수 자신은 또 어떤 느낌을 가지고 있는지 누가 올라갈 것 같은지도 좀 듣고
I would
싶네요.
like to
변현재 선수.
hear who's going to actually get out first. I want you to each predict, starting with you,
모든
Minnie.
사람들이 예상하기가 힘든 조라고 생각해요. 이제 다 잘하다 보니까 다 이제 좀 평균적으로 잘해가지고
I would say this is actually one of the hardest groups to decide who would really advance.
저는 올라갈 것 같고 3명 중에는
I think everybody, as far as skill goes, is quite similar.
어,
I think
일단
I'll make it
변현재
out.
선수 확실히 올라갈 것 같고 그럼 박준호 선수
I don't know who else will make it out.
저도
What about you,
걔네들
Killer?
올라갈 것 같은데
네.
나머지 셋은 뭐 거기서 이제 비슷할 것 같은데요.
I would say Minnie will advance.
김지성 선수도 본인은
And after
무조건
that, it's hard
올라갈
to
것
say.
같다라고 했는데 본인을
네.
제외한 나머지 한 명 그럼 누가 올라갈까요?
Over to you, sorry. Or Royal, excuse me.
그리고 요새 게임하는 거 보니까 현재 형이 좀 잘하더라고요.
어.
현재 형이
Yeah, I already said I was going to advance. Who
2위.
else would advance?
네, 제가 1위로 가고
자 그럼 조일장 선수의 생각도 좀
I would guess
들어봐야겠죠.
Minnie. Maybe the other player who will
네,
advance with me.
일단
Finally, let's go to you, Hero.
현재가 올라갈
Your
것
opinion?
같고요. 뭐 나머지는 이제 셋이서 이제 싸워 보려고요.
I think Minnie.
알겠습니다. 자 이번에는 그러면
And maybe we'll fight over the scraps after that.
좀 선수들에게 궁금했던 점을 질문으로 남겨주셨는데요. 변현재 선수에게 좀 질문을 드려보겠습니다. 변현재 선수 특유의 말투로 좀 툭툭 던지는
Okay, some fan submitted questions.
많은 화제를 좀 낳고 있는데요. 오늘 같은
Minnie, you have a
조
unique
이세 선수를
speaking
전체적으로
style.
평가해 보자면
Minnie
짧게
Fisher.
좀 한마디씩 강하게 남겨주신다면 조일장 선수부터 좀 남겨주실까요?
What is your anything special you want to say about today's
포스전
match?
기계.
토스는 워낙 잘하니까
네.
다른 종족전에 비해서 그렇게 불릴 것 같아요.
Hero is a machine of ZVP.
지성이 하면 떠오르는 게
And what about Royal?
온라인에선 잘하는데 오프라인에선 너무 못해가지고 약간 오프라인 벌벌 떠는.
Royal's strong whenever he plays online.
강력한
But if he plays an actual offline match,
선수는요?
he's not as, how do I say, not as
너무
good.
편한 것 같아요. 지금
All right, anything you want to say about Killer?
대회인 느낌이 아닌 것 같아요. 준호 형이 지금 보면.
Killer is very comfortable.
박준호 선수 본인이 좀 대회 같지 않은 느낌을 가지고 있는 것
When I
같다고
see him, even if it's at a tournament, like a big major tournament, he's got a very comfortable attitude.
가장 편해 보인다.
대회 준비하고 온 거 같지.
It seems like he's at home.
앉아 계시는
I don't even know if he's prepared today.
가장 편안하게 앉아 계시긴 해요. 박준호 선수
Even the sitting posture
편안하신 거예요?
is relaxed.
아니요, 저 지금 긴장 많이 하고 있는데요. 경기 생각 계속 하고 있어요.
No, that's not true at all. I'm really nervous, actually.
의외로 긴장을 많이 하고 계시는구나.
All I'm thinking about is playing games
그럼
now.
다음은 김지성 선수에게 남겨주신 질문인데요. 이재호 선수의 합동 방송을 통해서 많은 가르침을
Okay, quick
받았고
question for you, Royal.
많이 상승했다는 평이 많은데 실제로 본인도 그렇게
You had a joint stream with Light,
질문을
and a lot of people are saying that you learned a lot, and that your skills have improved a lot. Do you feel that way? Yes, I've learned a lot. That's for sure.
늘긴 늘었어요. 근데 아직 못 배운 부분이 너무 많아가지고 아직도 좀
Yes, I've improved a lot,
생각은 하는데
but I still think there's so much more to the game I need to learn.
오늘은 뭔가 좀 배운 것들로 인해서
So I should probably work on that more.
굉장한 자신감을 계속해서 보여주고 있는 김지성 선수입니다.
But with the depth of how much I learned
선수에게도
from him,
질문을 드려볼게요.
I think it's going to help me in today's
ASL에
matches.
출전하실 때마다 최후의
Okay, Hero, question for you.
경우가 많은데
Whenever you participate in ASL,
될수 있을지 궁금하다고 하셨거든요.
You're oftentimes the last Zerg standing in previous ASLs. How we have a similar situation in this ASL. He says, no.
좀 요즘 많이 떨어져가지고 요즘에
Recently, my confidence has dropped off quite a bit.
오늘은 근데 좀 뭔가 잘할 수 있을 것 같아서 일단 오늘만 올라가자는 생각으로 왔어요.
24강에 1등
But I've got a good feeling about today. So maybe
마지막으로 박준호 선수에게 남겨주신
if I just solely focus on the round of 24 and do my best here, I think we can then worry about the round of 16 later. Question for you, Killer.
그게 사실이라면 최근에
You have this
ASL
image
영향이
that you're always having drinks on your stream. Do you think that your drinking habits will affect your ASL results? Is that true? That is not true. When I stream, if I'm having a joint stream with other pro gamers and we're having drinks, then yeah. But I don't have drinks if I have an important
솔직히
match.
옛날에는 상관없었는데 술을 마시고 게임에도 되게 뭐 올라갈 거 다 올라가고 그랬었는데 요즘에는 이제 그래도
And
이제 나이도 먹고
even if I
하니까
did have drinks in the past, it didn't really affect me.
중요하기 때문에 관리하는 편이에요.
But I'm getting older.
팬분들의 궁금증이 어느 정도 좀 해소가
So I think I
되셨길
need to
바라면서
cut
인터뷰
back.
여기서 마무리 짓도록 하겠습니다. 네 명의 선수 오늘 좋은
Helps me focus
경기력
on the game more.
기대하겠습니다. 고맙습니다.
All right, that answers that awkward question. Now we're going to go into
ASL 시즌 10 24강 D조 경기.
Finally. I do think this is a really tricky group to call. Like, I'm so curious about who's going to win in each of the first two matches because there's so many different possible matchups we could have here.
ASL 시즌 10 타임리스.
All right, guys, let's get ready to hop into these games here. Again, our first map is going to be Ringing Bloom. How have you been enjoying this map so far?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like, for me personally, I don't like Pocket Natural maps as much.
Is that a Terran thing, or is that just your...
This style of StarCraft I play doesn't appreciate them.
Okay.
I don't like the like things that shift more towards greed. I don't like as much. I like
see.
a tighter game. But that's just me personally. But like watching the map, it's clearly a pretty cool map, right? It's giving us some interesting games, and that's what really matters, not what my puny butt wants to
It's
play
funny
on.
because we've talked about this before where there's maps we like casting on, but then if we actually have to play, it's like, oh no, that map's too hard. I don't even want to try to have to learn that map.
Yeah, it's very different from anything in the ladder right now. But
Yeah.
I'm liking it so far. It's a pretty good map. What about you?
It's good. It's good. I still want to see the different matchups and what kind of games it produces. We've only had certain matchups played on it. So we're in Group D today. We just finished up Group E 2 days ago. And Sunday and Tuesday is when we're going to be closing out the round of 24. So and then we'll be trucking along, getting deeper and deeper into the tournament. Again, guys, when we get to the round of 16, Flash will be in the tournament. He's playing random.
Yeah.
In the first major bracketed tournament, a tournament of this stature as well. We're going to see how the most accomplished StarCraft player of all time, the best gamer of all time, how he can compete with random. And this is like earth-shaking news as far as it goes in gaming. I mean, here, Flash is the greatest gamer of all time, but can he do the hardest thing that's ever been done?
Yeah. Well, he already has, but now he found something even harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be
He
exciting.
unlocked the new difficulty level.
He really actually did. He's playing with one heart.
Yeah.
That's it.
After he beat it on the hardest difficulty setting, now there's
10
like
times.
Yeah. Literally. Not even using the sword, just a shield.
Oh yes. Only parries.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, that's going to be fantastic. Cannot wait to see him. That's what everyone's excited about. Today's matchup, Tasis. Mini, Hero, Killer, Royal. What are you thinking right off the bat?
Well, I'm really curious to see how Mini's going to approach PvZ. He's got, I think, an edge on a lot of other players when it comes to PvZ. He does not seem to have a hard time against Zergs.
Yeah, no, he seems amazing in the match.
We oftentimes talk
Really
about
is.
Bisu like that, but Bisu has not performed that well this tournament. But I'm curious to see Mini here. It's going to be fun to see how Hero performs as well. It's good to have him back.
It is very good to have Hero back, and he's looking pretty good, I think, too.
And I think people are kind of underestimating him today.
Might be.
He's really scary. He's one of those Zergs that, like, I watch and I think, oh, I hate playing against players like this. You know, he knows exactly how to win. He's very strong.
He's a very well-respected Zerg. Don't forget he did make ASL finals.
I'm also intrigued by the fact that Royal is so confident today.
Yes.
In the interview, I just didn't expect him to.
Well, that's what I wanted to kind of focus on here.
Yeah.
Because it makes perfect sense. So, basically, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago plus, like for the last year and 6 months till about 6 months ago, Royal, also known as Sorry, was probably my most watched stream.
Okay.
For Brood War Terrans, right? Which is where I spend most of my time watching stuff. And the thing is, his style is very, very cool. He's always on the very cutting edge of strategy. Like, he's been using, I don't watch him too much right now because I'm focusing on mechanics, so I just watch Light. But he has even been using Ghosts against Arbiters now. Like, he's been mixing that in and, like, trying to figure out these new things. Yeah, there's all sorts of interesting builds and strategies that he uses. But the fact that now apparently he's training some with Light, that's like, I am not kidding. Everyone except Flash, every Terran in the world except for Flash, looks up to Light and studies Light. Every single one, all of them. Okay, he is the man as far as standard Terran play goes. He's the best. He's got the best understanding. He's got the best mechanics. He's the best in every way. But then we have to have the little asterisk here as Flash is better. But it's Light that you study. So if Sorry has fixed up some of his play via talking to Light, his power level should be unbelievable. Like, if you can combine the way, the distinct way he plays with slightly better mechanics like Light has, he might be the next best Terran then. He might surpass people like Sharp Mind Rush.
I'm also wondering what exactly he's going to do on this map against Mini, because Mini's basically viewed as the strongest player, even though this group is hard to call. But the fact that he's so confident, especially if Mini's the first opponent, means I think he probably has the pretty specific plan.
I think you're right, yeah.
Anyways, let's find out what that is. Our game is loaded up, guys. Mini versus Royal starts now.
링잉 블룸에서 게임을 시작합니다.
We got somebody spawning in the bottom right finally, Artosis. The first 2 days of casting on this map, I think everybody spawned on the left side of the map, and on commercial breaks, Artosis and I were privately saying, like, is this map broken? Did they not have the spawns randomly occurring here?
Could have been. Stuff like that is happening in sports. But no. Okay, so they're cross spawns. That's a really important factor. So this map really lends itself to Nexus first and Gasless Expand for Terran. And now that it's cross spawns, it's like nothing can be stopped. Whatever the hell you open with, you're safe.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, there's literally in the center of the map barracks or gateways.
Right.
Which is, you know, such a risk.
Which actually, yeah, but might not be a bad idea on some of these maps. Like, if you 2 racks in the middle of the map, can you bum rush a guy who goes Nexus first? You just win? I actually don't know.
If you 2 racks in the center of the map, they go Nexus first, it's a victory for you. You win.
It's an insta-win, is it? Okay.
It's insta-win. Well, on this map, it would be slightly harder because you have to go up a ramp, but it should be insta-win.
Okay.
Still,
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. No, it's...
People don't do it almost ever, so I actually don't know.
Because every other build, it sucks against.
Right,
It's terrible. Like, do you remember Fighting Spirit game between Light and Rain, where Light went 2 racks in the center and killed everything but 3 probes, and then Rain came back and killed him?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I mean, if you literally don't win immediately with proxy 2 racks, you have 0 chance.
That's funny, because, like, I've had this where, you know, I went gate first, and, yeah, the exact same things happen where they've actually literally killed every probe, and I've still come back and won.
Yeah.
I have enough minerals to make 1 more after the whole thing's done. It's like, okay, but Dragoon range is now done.
It's garbage.
And I'm the most powerful thing in the world.
That's it.
So this is Nexus on 13 here. Terran is preemptively sealed off the entrance. Now, that's going to be annoying for Protoss because you... Wait, what
He's going 2 racks.
Wow. Okay,
so he is cheesing like crazy.
Hold up here, guys. So I was about to say, if the probe scouts, you don't actually know if the CC has been put down there or not. But the fact that he's going to do this cheese, this is very cool. I'm actually glad because this lines up with exactly what we were just talking about earlier.
Well, this is going to be different. This will be Marine Medic, almost certainly.
Oh, it's going to be Marine Medic. Okay.
I will be very surprised if he doesn't get his gas and go Marine Medic. Okay, there's the gas.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a 2 barracks Marine Medic, which is like, it's pretty rare to see something like this because it's a complete cheese. It's complete all-in. There's no real way to do anything against this. Notice he's made it out of range, really beautifully done in that regard. But like we were talking about, right, this is a map where it will almost always be Nexus first.
Yeah.
So Marine Medic can actually beat everything Protoss has until Reaver gets out, and then the game is over.
Yeah,
like the Reaver pops out of the robotics, and the Terran's game crashes because you're already dead.
Yeah, no, it's funny because, like, actually, let's go big picture because people ask me this every once in a while, and I'm sure you get the same question. Where people are wondering, why are you only going mech against Protoss?
Yeah.
Right? Originally, guys, there was basically no way for Terran to beat Protoss until Terran's figured out mech.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that Protoss has is basically better.
Yeah.
Than Medic Marine, because Protoss units are so tanky and their damage is so high that a lot of times medics don't really help. Even just Dragoons with range can kite and kill this.
Yeah.
Now, and of course the siege tank's so good, the Vulture's a powerful unit, so that's why you always see mech against that. And I think another obvious factor is that a Reaver can blow up an entire Medic Marine army.
Yeah. The counter to this is not Storm, as many people think.
Yeah.
Storm is much easier to deal with than a Reaver.
Oh, no. A Reaver is a nightmare to deal with. And so, Protoss players never expect this kind of attack coming out here. And so a lot of times there's a soft spot, there's a window timing in the game where if you just hit them with everything, like Medic Marine, and let's say he's going to take all these SCVs as well, you just hit them with everything. And they don't have the Reaver out in time and they lose. Now, these 2 Zealots are going around to counterattack, and I actually think Mini has a perfect answer.
Yeah, I think he
right
does.
now. This is actually, and I love the wall off here at the entrance.
The wall off is really brilliant. And don't forget, it's cross spawn, which makes it even harder. But yeah, the 2 Zealot counterattack will stop his reinforcements and take a lot of his focus. So this is, it's a really great move by Mini, but I think that the Marine Medic might still be able to kill him, right? Look at this. He's just going to power everything down. Range is not done yet. Oh my god, the SCV's actually just all turned around.
Oh.
He's going to get a cannon relatively soon. Okay, he's got to fight here. The SCV is blocking pretty well against these probes thus far.
This is pretty insane here. All right, the 3rd Dragoon is out now. It looks like it might get shot down. No, good job with the battery. Mini is actually crushing. He is going to win this game.
When the cannon finishes, that's basically it.
Yeah. He's making it look like, why would you ever in a million years try this? He has actually shut down this all-in.
I can't even believe how well he did this.
Yeah, no, he did really well.
Look at this.
He did a lot of things smartly, and you can see the happiness on his face. I do want to mention, if it was close spawn instead of cross spawn, Royal would have won.
I think you're probably right.
It's the difference between attacking cross spawn and close spawn is like infinity, and that was pretty close to breaking him considering how well he dealt with it.
But here's the thing, man. I mean, he really, the two zealots going into the main, just killing the workers and stopping the reinforcements, the gateway to wall off, the battery going down, the other cannons. It's like that is a moment where you look at a player who, Vinny's already has plans for everything. Like Royal said, he was even super confident today, saying he's going to win, he knows what to do. And Mini like judo flipped that build. That was crazy. Really good job by Mini. And that's it for our first game, guys. We're going to go to a short break. When we come back to ZVZ Hero versus Killer.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
거기 들어와. 그 밑에 걔 잡고. 나이스. 자, 씨. 됐어.
미안해, 로나. 화났어?
미안해. 내가 해줄게.
잠깐 내가 누르면 안 돼. 누르면 안 돼 지금. 자, 경쾌하던데 무슨 소리야?
좋은 시간 되세요.
From the beginning.
Hit it, boy.
고고! 핫식스!
성능을 대용량 배터리로 언제 어디서나 더 오래 즐기다. 72Wh 대용량 배터리, 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준, LG 울트라 기어. 듀얼 메모리, 듀얼 저장 장치, 고성능을 듀얼 업그레이드로 더 오랜 기간 즐기다.
상큼한 복숭아가 사이다를 더 청량하게, 새로움을 마시다.
실성 사이다.
ASL 시즌 10 타임리스.
Welcome back, everybody. We have just wrapped up that first game. We were talking about it on break, but I've never seen anything handled that well, ever.
It was pretty crazy.
Mini shut that down like so perfectly that it almost makes you wonder if Terrans will ever do that again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
the
actually,
StarCraft World saw that. It's like, oh, that looked like a good move, but that was the exact right answer every step of the way by Mini.
That is true, but I see why Sari was so confident going in, because honestly, first off, close spawns, he's going to kill him there. Second off, like, there was so many things that he did right. The Zealots going around, the full wall, which screwed up the SCV drill so that he couldn't get on top of everything.
The one battery.
Yeah, no, it was literally every single thing Mini did was just right, and it was cross spawns, and that's why he held. But that build was a killer for that map.
Even the probes not drilling through the Marines, actually staying back and being used as surface area to make the AI struggle. The Marines want to fire at the Dragoons when they're shooting at them, and not the probes. It was he literally did everything perfectly.
Yeah. It was pretty wild.
조일장.
Very well done.
Like he was, how do I say this? It's like, this music is like freaking me out. Oh, Moby. Nice. I approve.
Okay.
Normally I roll my eyes at the Korean songs, but this time around I'm like, not so much. Yeah, that last game, Sorry was coming from him, and Minnie just ripped the guy's heart out and ate it.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
You thought it was going to be a fight, and then the game actually started out with a Mortal Kombat fatality move.
Yeah. Well, a bit one-sided in that first one, but I do see that Sorry or Royal prepped very, very well for today. Because that, I tell you, Tasteless, I look at that, I'm like, oh, that was actually a very good build. And probably Minnie, that was the first time he hit that held it when he was practicing it.
It's interesting to see what the 2 Zealots in the counterattack do. You know? 2 Zealots is just enough. If you don't have factories making vultures in there, it's like, oh, these are going to kill everything. This is just going to be so much damage, it's going to be insane.
Yeah, well, you got to micro so much against him stuff, and all he needs is to buy time for cannons, because when the cannons finish, the rush is over. So crazy game there. But now we go on to a ZVZ for this map. I mean, I guess the ramp is a little bit wider.
I think there's a
you're
higher
gonna make
chance.
a Zergling concave.
Let's go.
Yeah, we might have a lot of one-hatch layer play here.
You think? I feel like it's going to be expansion into layer.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I do feel that way a bit. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Our game is ready to go, guys. This is Killer versus Hero. Hero is finally back. Killer is looking very strong. So let's see what happens. We're going back onto Ringing Bloom.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 링잉 블룸에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So the top right, we have Hero. In the bottom right, we have Killer. Okay. So I guess the spawns should be a little bit better for Killer, right? Because the back of the natural of Hero is pointed towards him. So to block the ramp and the natural is a little bit harder with mutas, against mutas.
Sure.
That's my hot take.
The honest truth, guys, is this is the matchup where we are probably the most out of our depth, just not having a Zerg player here. But we managed to get by just fine. So what we're going to watch for is it pool first or is it hatchery first? And what do they make it on? ZVZ is centered around Zerglings being overpowered until Mutalisks can come out.
Which are also
overpowered. And so the matchup is very, very limited in what other tech you can get.
Hero, by the way, with the 9 pool. Overlord here for Killer.
And worker counts in this matchup are the lowest in, I believe, any RTS game, really. Like,
no, Warcraft 3, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking about that. I was like, well, I'll just have my 5 acolytes here.
Or the Command and Conquer as well. You get like one of those little
harvesters. You get 2 harvesters.
Yeah, 2 harvesters.
No, but...
one to run over troops with.
StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2 is really what I was referencing. You get Zerglings so fast that the drone count is always low. If you were to make too many drones here, you get overwhelmed and lose.
Yeah.
So, whenever we see a drone get killed, it's a big deal. This is almost a matchup about trying to economize each worker perfectly. Like, if you got an extra spore you didn't need, that's 1 less drone.
Yeah.
And so we want to watch very carefully and see how the drone balancing act is managed here. Every Zergling, very precious here. They're not expendable like they are in some of these other matchups.
Yeah, even 1 Zergling can make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, this was very greedy from Killer. It was a pretty late pool. Let's see where he goes with the Lings, right? Because he's actually not sure where the spawn is of his opponent here.
Well, I imagine he's just going to go for the bottom right in the hopes that maybe the other player's down there. But
well, if he's in bottom left, this is less effective anyways because of cross spawns, right? So you may as well just send your Lings to that bottom right. Also, his Overlord may have seen if Killer was bottom left, coming in.
See the placement of that creep colony there? That's going to be made into a sunken colony, and the drones can drone drill through the extractor Here we go now.
Yeah, they're gonna try it. Okay. Ooh, that was a good drill. He
One
gets
link
one
catch, really good.
Yeah, yeah. It can be hard, right, to do these drills correctly, but losing that one ling is definitely painful for Hero.
Now, he's going to go for this hatchery. This is exposed over here. He does cancel. Wait, what? He canceled?
He canceled because he needed minerals for more lings.
Oh, I see, I see. Now, these links can't get back out, so... great surround here.
Yeah, the flank of the other two lings coming in, actually a big deal. Look at that. Good micro here from Hero.
By the way, there's plenty more Zerglings coming here. Drones are now being drilled, so this means the killer's going to try to commit over this area.
Yeah,
the drone drill was basically perfect.
Yeah, the 3 flanking lings are doing a lot of work here in the back, and more lings coming in, but they actually run through the sunken. So he's lost 1 to 2 lings from that sunken already, which is really painful. And now killer holds.
I see more lings coming across the map here. The spires started. There has not even been a layer started yet here for killer, and so we have a ZVZ where the 2 players have gone in 2 very different directions. One for aggression and then teching quickly into Mutalisks. The other, more of an economic approach, trying to get a base up here. And although he won't get his Mutas out very quickly, he can get an evolution chamber down here, make a spore, cover, and then continue to try to grow.
Well, you know, he does, having that extra base, he didn't really lose drones there, right? Like, he didn't lose any drones, I don't think.
I don't think he lost any.
Like, obviously, he had to make the sunken, which costs a drone, and then extra lings and whatnot, but his economy is much, much, much better.
Yeah, killer's in fantastic shape right now.
But we do see people who go for that one hatch muta. You know, you can do things like cut off circulation to one of the bases.
That's very true.
And that makes it really hard because you can run those lings in between.
Now, there's more lings here for Hero. And does he have speed? Yeah, they both have speed here. I still think he can go and dive on this other base down here. There's just not enough.
Yeah, he just has more lings like you mentioned. See, parts of the problems of playing on a map like this sometimes.
Yeah. And this fight has been won really well here. More drones are being pulled. And you can see the control here of Hero is very good, but it looks like Killer barely manages to hang on.
Well, very good so far, but is he going to have any spores up for when those mutas come? Because they're coming next.
Yeah, they should be hatching soon here, and I don't see any spore over there at the natural. I see one that's being made. Yeah, I mean, I think
that doesn't cover it. He needs minimum 3 spores. 1 in the natural, 2 in the main.
Right. And now there's a counterattack here, though. A sunken colony will be made over here back at Hero's base. He doesn't want to have to send the Mutalisks back to defend.
It does keep 1 Mutalisk here at home to deal with that. Okay, 3 mutas coming in. Looks like he's going to target drones. Doesn't want to try to kill off that spore before it hatches. Good choice there.
Good kill there. But watch these drones. Each drone that's killed is huge. Again, worker count's very low. Excellent drilling here by Hero.
He only got 1 drone.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get more than that, to be honest. There's more lings here, though.
Painful. And now he's going to bring his mutas back across the map. This gets very tricky right here. Oh, gonna bring these back.
He might be able to get, oh my God, that was a perfect
he did get another one. He did get another one.
All right, we have 5 drones total here.
6.
6, excuse me, 1 on the gas.
He's popping out some more as well. But look, just the fact that he has Mutalisks is so important, right?
Right.
Like, you would think that spores will just hold this forever. It's not really the case. Like, eventually you will get enough mutas to start killing spores.
How many mutas do you need to kill 1 spore? Is it 500? Like... no, in all seriousness, I actually don't know what the number is. Like, I know there's obviously a number you can get, but like...
I'm pretty sure that technically you can kill it with like 4 mutas, but like, it wrecks you.
4 mutas?
Yeah, I will bet you anything that he can kill it with 4 mutas. But
no.
Yeah, like 1 spore, but you're going to lose like all the mutas basically. Now, I don't know because I don't play ZVZ, but
I think you're wrong.
My brain is telling me 4 mutas will kill it.
Artosis, we need to get your brain checked out here. Guys...
Like, we don't know how many 3 of your mutas, but I think you'll get it.
Artosis. Yeah. I'm really worried about your brain right now. There's no way that 4 mutas...
How many do you think?
I probably think it's something like 9 or something like that.
To kill a spore.
To kill... Am I wrong about this?
You're definitely wrong.
4 mutas.
100% wrong.
4 mutas.
Yeah, I think 4 mutas will kill a spore. You think you need 9 mutas? You think if you have 8, it will gun down 8 mutas before it dies? Holy crap! You've been hurt.
I've definitely, man.
Your observers flying into spores has damaged your brain to think you need 9 mutas.
4 mutas.
9 mutas to kill a spore.
All right, well, I'll give you 8. How about 8? But 4.
Yes.
Artosis.
I'm telling you, I think it's 4. Oh, I like that he has a spore up there.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
cool.
forgot about that. This would be a factor.
That's really cool. Yeah, the mutas though.
Like shooting out of the web.
He just counted his mutaflock. He's like, oh, I only have 8 here. I better run for that spore right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, truthfully, you better. You want to destroy the spores. You definitely don't want to fight a spore with 4 mutas, but yeah. Guys, let us know. Someone go
test it. Cannot be.
Look at this damage. Nice. Picking off drones here and there. Nice pull there by Killer, dodging.
Okay, so there's a big link counter attack here. And keep in mind that, although it's kind of been mostly Hero really putting pressure on Killer, Hero's only just now got his second base up.
Yeah,
and
it's late.
Squeaking out a few drones. Now, this whole time, Killer's been mining gas, and he's now going to have 3 spores at each location, which is definitely, 3 completely maxed out Zerg armies of mutas can't kill 3 spores in one spot. There's absolutely no way.
Like 5 mutas will kill 3 spores. No, but
the number you're looking for is 12, okay? You want 4 mutas on each spore, and it's over, according to Artosis.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got 3 spores. I love
the amount of spores. What's funny is that really this is showing us how damaged we both are from spores in our respective matchups. I assume that spores are basically invincible because I've had so many observers die to them where you fought and been abused by mutas as a Terran flavor song where you're like, well, 4 will easily take down 1 spore.
Dude, yeah, I can't wait. Someone has got to tweet at us and
Yeah.
let us know. I will tell you. Because
this
we might
is-
be surprised when someone tweets, they're like, actually 3 barely does it.
Yeah. Or they're like, Tasus was wrong. It was 10. Like,
Oh, man. Okay, so finally the Spire Tech is up for Killer, but they both had their second gases mining, and basically here's the gist of it, right? There's more mutas for Hero, and that should remain like that.
yeah, it's hard to. I think it's actually almost impossible to catch up.
Yeah, it is difficult, but I think that there are little things that you can do. Like, obviously, if you hit Scourge, that gains you gas values, 25 gas net against a muta. Also, don't forget, he has the spores. So when you have the spores and your opponent doesn't in a situation like this,
yeah,
you can dart in and actually do damage to their economy, whereas they can't dart in on you so easy.
Yeah, it's funny because the situation becomes flipped where they get to be on the offense once they get to that. Armor is upgraded here. Armor always better than attack if it's going to be a Mutalisk versus Mutalisk fight.
Is that a Queen's Nest right there?
I didn't see. Was there one being made?
I think it is. I think that's Queen's Nest. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and he sees the Queen's Nest too, so he knows. Killer, like, I really like how Killer's approaching this game. Killer's approaching it in a very normal ZVZ way, I would say.
Yeah.
But the way Killer is going about it, he's recognized that he's not going to win the Muta War. Like, there's already +1 carapace. Already he wasn't going to win the Muta War, but now it's, like, way worse than that. So look at this. He actually is sending... He has a little group of mutas up there. I wonder... I feel like he's going to go and try to poke in and maybe do some harassment, but he's going to tech up. And what is he going to go into? I would say Plague.
Or maybe Ensnare?
He could, but he started Hive, so I think he won't.
Oh, he did start Hive, okay.
Devourers, like, could be, but I don't think so. Like, he's making enough mutas that I could believe that, but I think he doesn't really... Like, Devourers can be killed by Scourge, right? They're amazing when they hit clumped up mutas, but if you Plague the mutas, like, your little group of tiny mutas will kill everything you
Yeah,
see.
Plague is, like, comboed with just the glaives of the muta. It's like, it's insane. It's like the most ultimate StarCraft 1 move. Plaguing, you know, a guy who's almost maxed out on mutas. Like plaguing all the mutas, and then your mutas come in there. It's like...
It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I felt the pain of Plague and Glaives. Well, I feel it daily against my vessels. So I definitely, you know, it's, it's crazy.
I've had much of my Protoss army just plagued over and over again in my cannons and all my buildings, but That's where Zerg gets to find out how broken that ability is.
He is getting the Greater Spire.
So maybe he's just going to get a few Devours. Maybe you want to get like 3 or 4, and then that will just tip the scale in the fight. I don't know.
Well, definitely that will make a huge difference. I mean, Acid Spores are amazing.
All right, here's the number. This is when you want to fight it. When you have 2 control groups of mutas.
But yeah, the Devourers are definitely, they're awesome, but I'm not sure. We don't see this very often. This is a very rare situation we're getting into. By the way, biggest cheers to Killer for making this many spores. A lot of times when we see Zergs get into a weird position like this, they have like 2 spores each base and then their opponent's mutas come kill them. Killer here knows that happens, so instead he's just making so many spores that it would be foolish to attack in.
All right, I think the Greater Spire should be done now. So we're going to get to see what the tech is going to be. Oh, almost done, I guess.
Yeah, well, we do know he's definitely going for that. Okay, so dives in on one of the spores there. I mean, there's 4 more spores, man.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I feel like this can't work for Hero, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't. Single sunk in there.
Yeah, look at this
building
placement.
Spores. It's so funny looking, isn't it?
It's
you
funny
never see
like,
things that look like this.
This is a pro match, but if you look at the placement and what buildings are there and the guy's main, you think there was like a 5-year-old playing the game right now. Like... Okay, Hero's coming in now.
Yeah, look at this. He's actually making the Devourers, but it might be just too late. He's hitting him at the point of transition. This is the most powerful way to do it. Look at that. You're just gonna kill him.
Yeah,
I hate these people that punish people for playing differently.
Yeah. It's like, you fool, you tried to think outside the box.
Now hold on here.
Oh, actually, I think Killer wins this fight.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah, but at what cost, Artosis? He's lost all of his drones.
He lost all his spores, which is really what I care about.
Sporecraft.
Okay. Where are we at in this game? I truly do not know.
Well, the fact that Killer has actually survived in this game.
Uh-oh.
No, he's fine. He's got this.
62 health. More lings are coming. Yeah, I think Hero's gonna finish him, right? This many lings
I don't know, man. Oh, this is so stressful to watch here. All these.
Well, he just wants that hatch so bad.
Yeah.
He's never wanted.
Everybody who's played StarGate has said that moment where you're just trying to kill one building and you keep throwing stuff on it and it's not working.
I once had an SCV almost kill a pylon in a game once. I got it solo, and then I literally went cloaked raids trying to kill it.
That's pretty funny.
Didn't work, man. We know that. We know what that feels like when you just barely haven't gotten the building. Oh, is he gonna hold position some drones on the ramp? That would be sick.
Well, I think
so lings are like, they're like, oh, we're quick.
We're gonna get it.
We're on move command.
Move command. Wow.
Whoa, Killer.
This is the sunken cost fallacy at play right here.
Yeah.
It's like, how many more lings are you gonna throw away? This hatchery is not gonna die.
Well, he's got a 3rd gas, so he can actually win the Muta War maybe then?
Well, hold on.
We need some Devourers, man. Yeah, make a couple at least.
Please.
Pretty please. By the way, should he have made that 3rd hatch at his nat?
I was thinking the same thing.
Because he's gonna lose this.
Oh, man.
Well, just Glaives are gonna get it eventually, right?
The patience here. I can never tell who's actually winning a Muta fight.
More mutas.
Yeah. I can never tell who that is, though, Artosis.
Yeah, no,
that's my problem.
That's true.
This hatchery is the MVP of the whole game.
I can't believe it's still sitting there.
Are we actually going to get to see the Devourer? Does anybody even know what that unit looks like? It's never made.
It's a big, ugly head.
Yeah.
It actually...
We should set the Devourer up with the Ghost.
I want someone to get a picture of the Devourer heads on and put it next to Tasteless head and just see. I would buy that skin in a second. Just flying Tasteless heads that barf out purple crap.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of similar with your beard and everything.
Yeah. The Devourer kind of has, it's like a dyed
purple
eyebrows? Beard.
Yeah, no, totally.
Maybe I hope we could get a shot of the Devourer. There it is. There's it.
If you put a microphone in that thing's mouth, literally wouldn't know what's going on. Like, where's my unit?
Yeah. Why is Tasteless able to fly now? Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah. Damn.
Now, are these lings gonna get it? No. Watch, that hatchery's gonna not die and get back to full health by healing.
Jeez. We don't have transfusion in this game, man. No way to make your buildings heal quicker.
Yeah.
You should make it a layer, actually. That would be like a really meta play. Okay, so see how the Scourge killed the Devourer?
GG.
Yeah, that's why I thought he might go Plague and not Devourers.
Yeah, well, Devourers was an interesting choice because Hero played so well. He just got in there literally at the moment when it's time to morph. And said, no, this is where I take my advantage. Right before you can tech into something that might be able to beat me, I'm going to come in there and crush you. And even though the hatchery wasn't killed, all the drones were. It's hard to remake that many drones when you're in such a low econ game like that.
That was a great game, though. That was really fun.
Best CVZ I've casted all year.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we had like 1 or 2 good ones last season, but I can't remember them. Whereas I will remember this game.
That's right.
The hatchery that never died.
So
the next round is going to be Mini against Killer's hatchery. Because Killer might have died, but that hatchery was still around.
You are too funny today, man. Yeah, we're going to have Hero versus Mini coming up next. This is going to be a great match, and don't underestimate Hero, man. This guy knows how to win. He's got a real deep understanding of Zerg, but Mini, cannot wait. Anyways, guys, quick break. We'll be right back.
성능을 언제 어디서나 가볍게 즐기다. 지포스 GTX 1650 그래픽 최신 인텔 10세대 프로세서 탑재. 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준. LG 울트라 기어.
라면이요.
이게
나왔습니다.
잠깐만 들어주세요. 빨리 나와요 이거.
음료 나왔습니다.
From the beginning.
공공 핫식스.
I've been searching my whole life for someone like you, someone who understands my heart the way that you do. But now that you're here, girl, I don't know what to say. I really wanna find a way, really wanna know you, I really wanna show you how I feel about you when I look in your eyes. Well, isn't it just lovely? The way my baby loves me. She really sets my soul on fire. But no words required. The way my baby loves me. With no words required. Every day that I spend with you, yeah, you got me feeling brand new. Ain't nobody love me, yeah, with a love so true. I wanna tell you how I feel, but I don't know what to say. I really wanna find a way, really wanna know you, I really wanna show you how I feel about you when I look in your eyes. Well, isn't it just lovely? The way my baby loves me. She really sets my soul on fire. With no words required. I tried to calculate it. She said don't complicate it. Baby, it's simple, it's only love. It's only love. Just be who you got to be. Try to live more naturally. Everything arrives in its own time.
Welcome back, everybody. What a great day of games so far. I think this one's going to kick a lot of ass, too. This next one coming up here.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic, man. Like, already we've seen some cool games on Eclipse for PPZ.
Yeah.
That Snow Sulky game was out of control. It was so good, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
This is a tricky map for both sides, I feel like.
Yeah, I
PVZ.
think so. I think, well, it's like some of these smaller maps that don't necessarily split evenly. You know, they've got like that interesting base that makes it's like, well, you're always going to have fights here, basically, if it starts to split. Yeah, I know I love maps like this, basically. It's a brilliantly made map.
Yeah, and again, I want to see how these two guys approach it. I do wonder if there's going to be some kind of a kill move made here by Hero. One of these.
An early rush of some sort?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there could be. Mini does occasionally get, like, too greedy and misses something, but, like, I wouldn't count on it, you know?
Okay, both players are now in the lobby. Again, our map will be Eclipse. Hero versus Mini starts now. The winner goes on to the round of 16.
이클립스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
Okay, so remember, it's a 1v1 map. There is an option for Protoss to try to do proxy gates. It doesn't look like that's going to happen here. I imagine we're going to have a fast expand here from Mini, but there are these alternative builds that seem to be getting more and more popular, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see him doing Forge first because Cannon Rush is popular here. I could see him going Gateway Expand because he's good with that, or of course, another build that he's very good with is 2-Gate. He is probably the best 2-Gate macro player that there is.
Yeah. The 2-Gate play is, I've actually been messing around with it a lot in my games. It's funny because you're not going to kill them early on, but you're putting a lot of material out unit-wise, and
it's fascinating. I find, like, if you sometimes when you make so many Zealots, I'm like, my puny brain loses track of when I need a Corsair by if I'm trying something like that, you know? Whereas with him, he's like, oh, no, see, now I have 13 Zealots, so we go. It's like,
well,
what?
It's this funny thing where you can just, if you can figure out what they're doing, you're just going to hard counter it. And also, it stops the Zerg from growing out of control. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these early game strats are just, the Zerg gets the third base for free, and then, you know, Protoss is like, well, I'll figure this out before you get your fourth. Or maybe your fifth, you know. And I think kind of putting that pressure on early, especially for lower ranked players on the ladder, most Zergs only know how to play against fast expand, so when you do something completely different, they're like, what? This is like a whole other matchup now, you know. So not surprisingly, we saw it was Pool first here. Cannon rushes are very strong, especially in this spot. Then you can see Mini just parked his probe down there, and if there is a hatchery that's coming down, he'll cannon rush it, but he's not.
And other than that, he just blocked it.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting, the way he decided to do that.
Yeah.
How good is blocking the hatch in PVC here?
With the pylon, I mean, it's always good to try to block the hatchery.
Because, like, normally I'd be talking about Adepts and Oracles hitting the drones at the third.
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen here.
Basically, it's good. I mean, you're going to slow down the production overall. If you make them make their hatchery at the third base, the second hatchery at the third base, it takes longer to transfer drones, and no, it's not bad. But really, you're just trying to do anything you can to slow the Zerg down, right?
Sure.
And the probe happens to be a very, very strong unit in the early game for interference on the other side of the map.
That is for sure.
For all three of the matchups.
Yeah, yeah. It's pesky little bugger.
Yeah. And so we've got the gateway wall coming down here. There's still a lot of different variants for what kind of fast expand game you're going to have here, but for now it's going to be up to the Protoss to continue to orbit around the main hatchery, check the other hatcheries, and look for a Hydra den, if you can find it. And if not, it's going to be a layer and a more standard play. But the Hydra, and again, I mean, and there's a lot of different versions of it, but it is basically I think it's the strongest timing attack in the entire game. Like, we see the very, very best players in the world just sometimes straight up die to it.
Well, it doesn't look like he'll be doing that. Mini's probe kept alive for a very long time. The layer has started already. Looks like, I mean, kind of some cuteness with the probe early on, but other than that, looks very, very standard.
Yeah, this is a very textbook PvZ so far. And both these players have basically played in a way that if there's certain situations and the player wasn't careful, you take advantage of it. That's why you see the Forge build and not the Gateway build. He just says, well, if he hatches first, I cannon rush. But then Hero says, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to be cannon rushed.
Yeah.
And so this map is becoming much, much, much more figured out here. Now the first Zealot's going to come down here. He has a drone to block the ramp. I'm sorry, are there no Lings?
The Lings are at the third.
Okay.
Yeah, he walked the Zealot around everything, basically, so I guess he just doesn't know where it's going to come into.
Yeah.
4 more Lings, though, pop out of these hatches, so should be all right. Another Zealot is on the way.
Yeah, and this Zealot's probably going to go to the third base, so he's going to run back here with this Zealot now.
Very well thought out. Look at that micro with the probe. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's so strong.
Jeez. Just so good.
And now he's going to try to dive on these drones up here. This is all a great play. When the Lings come up, he's going to send the Zealot back around behind the minerals.
And there's just so solid.
Yeah. And he's very good at his movement here. And I got to say, Hero's not being great with his Ling control.
No.
You actually don't want to lose too many Lings here. I mean, I know it's hard to do, but you got to be careful because... Yeah. Oh, and he actually hit his second Stargate. This is so cool.
Oh, he's going 2-star?
Yeah. This is smart.
Why, though?
So the Zerg needs to have just enough Scourge to chase away the Corsairs, right? If you don't realize they're getting twice the number of Corsairs, they'll just, because there's a number where you get enough and they just shoot down Scourge too.
Yeah.
And then they kill all your Overlords. And I think the play as you do this is to also get a DT.
Okay.
So you want to show one Corsair and, you know, be like, look at me, I'm
Mr. Corsair, man. I'm playing normal.
Me. All the good players get Corsairs. I'm one of the good players.
I'm one of you guys.
I'm one of you guys, right? I'm a pro gamer too. But actually, he's going to bank the other Corsairs. And then it could be too much for the Zerg to deal with. And I think you get DT with this, but we'll see for sure. But but then, yeah, you can slip a DT somewhere because suddenly the Zerg is prioritizing trying to keep Overlords alive and not having the right detection everywhere.
If you know it's 2 Stargate Corsair, are you just trying to get the critical mass of Hydras, or are you going to do things like put down spores?
I think you probably need a little bit of both. I mean,
really?
One of the things about getting just the Corsairs, it's a surprise move getting the extra Corsairs, I should say.
Yeah.
Like if you knew, like if you had map packs and you just saw this, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just, you know, be ready to defend against even more. So here we go. Now he's showing the Corsairs.
Yeah, now he knows that it is 2-star.
And
look at that, like a couple Hydras out. Oh boy.
Yeah. Now okay, so all the Overlords are actually up here. And this is where we need to see how long the Zerg can stay supply blocked.
I think it might be for a long time. Some Hydras are popping out, but that's too many Corsairs to fight off. And the thing is, when you have 2 Stargate, I think you don't even, like, if you lose one, who cares, right? As long as you get all the Overlords.
Yeah, exactly. And so you just start to make your rounds to each of the hatcheries.
Oh. Looks like Hero might be better than Mini Tasteless.
Yeah, that was a pretty good catch there. Now, he's actually going to go, it looks like speed lots with this. So yeah, you just keep hitting these Overlords. And there was, in that small second window where more Hydras could have been made, he didn't get it.
Oh,
and so now we have Hero locked out of production, but there's a Hydra counterattack.
Yeah, there's no cannons right.
Basically, Hero is going to all in from here, knowing that all the investment in the Corsairs cannot stop and defend this base. And so right now, Mini needs to do everything imaginable to try to hold this off, even the unimaginable, Artosis.
Well, I don't think it's going to be enough. He drilled like 4 probes out against like 12 Hydras.
Well, if he gets 1 DT out, there's no Overlords here.
Okay.
But I mean, at what cost? You know?
Yeah, well, there's only Zealots popping out right now. Did he get the Temple Archives?
Yeah, it should be done now. And back at home, we don't have a shot of it, but the Corsairs are just murdering Overlords in mass. Okay, so
double.
Oh, that's a good play.
He actually gets a couple cannons up. Oh, hold on though, no micro there from Mini for a moment. One of them gets picked off. Okay, so he holds, but for the amount of damage he took there, Hero's ahead, right?
I think so. So, excuse me.
It looks like it.
Well, it was this funny moment where, when you look at it, you go, oh yeah, I guess you really don't have anything back at home, right? You have 1 cannon here.
Corsairs are not free.
12 Hydras can
he
kill
didn't even
that.
have the cannon after the Lings ran
That's true.
The Lings slipped in.
Check this out, though. No Overlord.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my God.
What did you say?
Hero is just so good.
No.
He actually trapped the DT.
That was amazing.
By the way, it looks like a lot of the Corsairs were shot down. That looks like it's 4 or 3.
Yeah, he had at least like 6.
Yeah. And I am worried that Hydras are just going to punch through the natural. I don't.
Unless he doesn't even have the storms ready, right?
Okay, actually, he saves the day with the DT.
Okay.
He killed the Overlord that was coming to spot, and he's actually going to catch this one. Mini is so god tier. Like, there's been
Hydras though are also god tier.
There's been 2 specific moments where the game was about to end, and a DT saves the day. Now that Corsairs can't run more defense here, I imagine Storm is done.
I think he has 2 storms now. And gonna wait. I think he needs to hold these because this is scary even with storms.
Yeah. Okay, he baited out 1 storm. Yeah, it's
a very mess storm.
Okay, that's a much better storm. You almost want to storm a little bit behind him so they, they don't have room to run back. Now, this DT can kill off everything over here. No, it can't.
You keep underestimating Hero.
I'm like, how many DTs does it take to kill a Spore, though, Artosis? That's the real question. So, Mini survives. This has been a really rocky game. Both sides have taken real blows. It's actually kind of incredible if you think back to just a few minutes ago, the crazy position Hero was in where he could not get more Hydras out and still measured everything up and did a crazy counterattack and made it work. And the fact that Mini was barely holding on during that and has now managed to survive, has Templars, has cannons, and will not die to the Hydra bust now. This is a really interesting game where both players are presenting really difficult situations for their opponents, and their opponents are actually still coming out.
Yeah, you can really see the level of both players. These guys are both ASL finalists, just to put that in perspective. So they've gone almost the entire way. But I'm like watching this, and it feels to me like Zerg is too big, and his micro has been fantastic against these storms. Mini has not really been connecting.
Yeah, that's true. But we need to get Mini a little bit further along in this game. You can see he's finishing up the last few parts of his tech. The Robo is going to come here. And Mini's probably going to power off of like 8 gateways and push out on the map here. But this is, I was actually about to get to this, and I'm glad he did go for the mutas. So the mutas are here to snipe the Templars. So if Mini comes out too early, the mutas just shoot down each Templar, and you are locked out of any map presence.
Does it make any sense to just sit these outside? No, you're always going to fly them in, I guess?
I've seen players sit him outside, but I think in this case he's probably thinking, all right, you probably don't. You might have neglected defense in your main because you lost so many Corsairs.
Well, that was a pretty sick storm right there. He did a lot of damage. Corsair going to come up. Oh, man, the storm even killing some probes right there.
So that was a really good job. It looks like most of the mutas are going to be able to get away here. But yeah, now Minis knows that he has to be very careful with these Templars.
Yeah.
He needs to have enough Dragoons and everything else to cover this.
Well, is he going to make a lot of Corsairs now, or just a few? Like, how do you decide that part of it, especially when you massacre the mutas like that? Because if you don't make them, they're just going to remake more mutas, right?
It can happen, yeah. I mean, there's a couple different approaches I've seen. I've seen people just remake Corsairs. I've seen people go for a Dark Archon, especially if you.
I've liked the Dark Archon play. We haven't seen any this season, though.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense, because if they don't know that you have the Dark Archon, they will first of all come in with the mutas and try to start getting them, and then you just freeze the mutas with Maelstrom and kill it, and it's like you are good to go. You didn't have to spam out any Psy Storms over the mutas that didn't do that much damage. Okay, one Templar sniped here. There's still two more. I don't see the mutas anywhere.
All the Corsairs
Oh my God!
Everything is just dying.
I don't even know what to say.
GG, Hero wins.
I mean, he lost way too much.
Yeah, definitely a lack of micro there.
Well, this was some great storms here. Okay, really good play here by Hero. Keep in mind, he has a lot more behind this. That's just a chunk of his army that he wants to try to micro with. Okay, here we go. Now he's going to come in here for a flank.
Yeah, these High Templars not even storm ready right now.
Yeah. And he's basically reset the army, and I think this was mismanaged here by Mini. I think he should have stayed back. Notice the mutas are never even used in that.
Yeah.
He's going to let the mutas heal up.
May as well.
They'll eventually recover, and he can just use them again. And now we're getting to the point where the Zerg has taken such a lead, he can start to how do I say this? He can start the closer now.
Yeah.
Which is starting to put lurkers outside the entrance and make it impossible to get a third base.
You just wait for Protoss to leave the game, basically.
Yeah, you just make it so difficult. And again, the third base is already going to be late. Keep in mind, Protoss are very weak to, like, the Observer is really the Achilles heel of the army here in a PvZ, is if you have lurkers and you can just keep sniping their Observers, you're fine.
Yeah.
They're not going to get out. GG.
All right. A nice kill there. I mean, Hero played a really beautiful game. The Corsairs did catch him off guard, but his counterattack did a great job. Ling slipping in, killing that first cannon, obviously helpful as well. Good stuff from Hero.
And I'm curious who's going to get out of this group now. In the back of my head, I really was wondering if we're going to have a day where Hero just crushes face.
Well, we did.
And yeah, it happened there.
The game against Killer was pretty cool, though.
I really enjoyed it. And again, this is an ASL finalist. He's back now. He's looking very strong. Mini mentioned earlier on today he's afraid of this single elimination format. You know, it's very unforgiving. I think Mini did make some mistakes in execution trying to push out.
Yeah.
And, you know, he had 2 Templars sniped early on that didn't get any storms. Even if the storm gets just a few Hydras, it's still better than
well, you need to get damage on them or they're just not ever going to die.
Protoss basically can't beat Zerg if the game goes on long enough and you don't have Storm.
Yeah.
You have to have Storm. And, you know, really good execution by Hero. Yeah. So we're going to have some more mini games, I guess. He'll be waiting in the final match.
Yeah. Well, that'll be exciting anyways.
Yeah.
I do love seeing Mini's ZVP or PVZ. You know, do you think it was wrong in a best of 1 to go to Stargate Corsair though?
No. Well, you know, it seems like it was working. He just needed cannons at his natural. You know, like the difference between 1 cannon and 2 or 3 is huge. And we've seen this before in games. If the first cannon is killed off, that can sometimes be enough. I mean, keep in mind, Mini almost just straight up died until his DT got out.
Yeah. Like, I actually thought he might GG at that point because, like, I kept seeing Zealots pop out, so I'm like,
yeah. Well, I think you're just trying to make anything until you can make the first DT. But Mini pretty much had almost set up his kill. When he killed off all the Overlords.
Time for a quick interview here.
Okay, our first player who's advanced to the round of 16 is Hero. Congratulations, he says. Thank you. I haven't seen you for 2 years. It's amazing to see you playing today, though. Right when you get back in ASL, you go straight into the top 16. Why were you not feeling confident in our interview at the start of the show?
게임하면서
I'm actually not even sure about my performance today.
좀 저리고 막
I was very nervous in my
판단도
games.
잘안 되고 그랬는데
I felt like my hands wouldn't move the way I wanted them to move.
정말 다행인 것 같아요.
아무래도 첫 번째 경기가
But I am satisfied
더
to come out on
긴장을
top.
많이 하실 수밖에 없었을 것 같은데
네.
빌드가 또 갈렸어요 박진호 선수와.
I think since you played as ZVZ for your first match,
러시를 갔을 때 막힐 거라는
maybe that was making you a little bit more nervous. Was that the case?
생각이었는데 좀 막혀서 당황하셨나요?
사실은 막혀도 이렇게 막히진 않을 것 같아요.
I saw you trying to finish the game quite quickly.
수비가 좋더라고요.
He defended very well though. What was going on through your mind?
이거 이렇게 또 지나 이렇게 생각했는데 그래도
I didn't think he was going to defend that well.
정말 다행이었던 것 같아요.
네, 그래도
But I just stayed persistent and tried to focus in and play it out to the end.
좀잘 버셨던 것 같아요.
네.
그래도 상대 박진호 선수가 좀 이제
You were constantly attacking his second base.
좀 승리 확신하셨나요?
솔직히 끝까지 확신하지
When you
못했어요.
noticed Killer didn't take a third expansion,
가난한 것 같긴 한데 막
was that the moment you thought you were going to win?
확신할 수 있을 정도의 그런 상황은 아니었어가지고.
To be honest, I wasn't sure if he had a third or not.
그래서 끝까지 좀 방심은 못했는데.
I just knew he had a lot of mutilisks.
네. 승자전에서 변현재 선수
I just tried to make sure I didn't drop my guard.
초반에 질럿의 괴롭힘을
Somehow it
정말
worked out.
많이 받으셨습니다. 하면서 좀 어떠셨나요?
정말 게임하는데.
Let's talk about that game against Minnie.
하는 건 원탑인 것 같고.
Minnie was bullying you a lot in the early part of that game.
차려가지고 지는 줄 알았는데.
Yeah, that was a very stressful game for me.
겨우 이겼네요.
많은 선수들이
I couldn't really focus.
똑같이 또 변현재 선수와의 경기를 할 때 그렇게 말씀을 하시더라고요.
네.
그래도 정말 딱 한 번의 타이밍. 오히려 커세어를 보고 오버로드가 좀 이럴
I
걸
think that
감수하더라도
whatever I managed to pull off in that game, that was key to me winning.
네, 진짜 이대로 끌리다가 정말 답 없겠다 싶더라고요. 저글링으로 한번 보니까.
Yeah, we saw that you had lost your overlords, but then you had this counter attack with all of your hydras, and even used those zerglings to attack the first cannon.
거기서 이득을 많이 봐서 이길 수 있었던 것 같아요.
Yeah, I pulled all my lings. I thought if I could kill the first cannon, I thought I can't just do nothing while he's killing all my overlords.
2년의 공백기 끝에 시즌 10에 합류한 거 팬들이 정말 많이 기다리셨거든요.
Yeah, and I thought maybe I could take one big fight, and maybe that was the moment that I thought maybe I could win here. Well, there's a lot of fans watching. Do you have anything you want to say to them?
또 대회에서는 또 이상하게 좀 잘 이기는 것 같은데.
I'm glad I was able to play well in these offline events.
이번 시즌 대회에서 더 잘하는 모습 보여드려가지고 좀
And I'm very happy I've been able to advance to the round of 16. I hope I can show consistent good games and get as far as I can in this ASL.
다시 한번
And thank you for your support.
인터뷰 고맙습니다. 조일장 선수.
All right, congratulations once more. Says thank you. All right, cool, man. Up next, man, Royal versus Killer.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
Guys, we have a short break. When we come back, the losers match of Group D.
디자인을 하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
잡아 킬 흐림님 힐 그렇지 나 힐 이전 소리끈 온다 잡아 바닥 바로
From the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
고고! 핫식스!
네, 그렇습니다.
이상한데? 그렇게 작아. 너무 안 보이는데? 보이지가 않잖아. 쓸 수가
아니,
없는데?
저 키워보라고.
성공. 17대화면으로 언제 어디서나 더 크게 즐기다. WQXGA 초고화질의 17대화면 16:10 최적의 화면비. 고성능 노트북의 새로운 기준 LG 울트라 기어.
싱그러운 청귤이 사이다를 더 청량하게. 새로움을 마시다.
울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
Artosis, where are you? Artosis!
Calm yourself, Tasis.
Okay, he's back.
I'm always here. I was here the whole time.
That was a short commercial. Artosis tried to run to the restroom. Well, you did.
My God.
Whew. I saw him running from afar. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
I ate a little snack. Artosis went to the restroom. We're back. And I'm excited for this match. I don't know who takes it.
Yeah. I would say that Royal is a little bit favored here, but I think that Killer is underrated in ZVT. I think he has a very nice ZVT.
Yeah, also the game that Royal played against Mini, it was like he had a really good plan and it was a really cool all-in, but it just got shot down. I don't think that's representative of what the other games today will look like.
No, and you know he has a great plan for this map because he knew he was playing a Zerg on Eclipse.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, let's see it.
Okay, TVZ on Eclipse again. I'm loving this map. We've had some great new maps this year for StarCraft.
Yeah, we really have.
And our game's actually going to start right now. Let's go, Royal vs. Killer. Starts now.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료. 이클립스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
So in the top right, we have Royal, also known as Sari. In the bottom left, Killer. Real quick before we get into this, which ID do you think is better, Sari or Royal?
I think Royal is better.
Capital R, and then Sari was capital O.
Sari, I don't think it's a good ID.
That's what he said. But and actually, now that I'm saying Royal and like looking at what it looks like typed, that's a handsome-looking word.
It is a handsome-looking word.
Yeah.
Is there a way to say this, like the word looks the way it should, for how the letters go together? Maybe we need to figure out a word for this. Like Royal, yeah, when you look at like just the capital R and the rest of the lowercase letters.
Yeah, it just looks
It's like,
good.
yeah, that looks like...
it's a handsome word.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it. It's just, it's pleasing to the eye.
Sari is just not a good ID.
I always was a fan of his capital O.
Well, Artosis, I think you're
that was a good
giving
way
him a
to
little
cap
bit
it.
too much here. I know he's one of your Terran brethren, but
I don't know.
look, man,
I thought it was pretty good.
It's okay.
But I'm more down with it now that I've seen Royal typed out like this. Anyways, it looks like Royal here going to be walling in. That doesn't really tell us what he's going to do. You can do anything with a wall.
Yeah.
A lot of times when we see wall in, it does mean tech, but you can go bio. It's like something you can do instead of having a bunker. But if you're playing against 2-hatch, you're more likely to lose depots.
Yeah, that's very true.
Or if they do something really dumb like a 2-hatch lurker, it can get sticky if you don't realize because you have to put bunkers in front of your depots.
Yeah.
So that can get a little bit gross. But yeah, we'll see what he's doing here momentarily. Because he could even go expand into gas, right, and do some sort of Valkyrie build. One thing I do want to mention, right, like I mentioned, this guy's always on the cutting edge of Terran.
Yeah.
And like I said, if Light's teaching him some of the better fundamentals, his play is going to be way better. But, like, for instance, do you remember when Flash used the Goliath bio build on a map last season?
I do.
That was Sari's.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know about that.
As far as I know, that was Sari's build. He was the first person that I am aware of doing that build. Scans spotted it at an ASL qualifier.
Wow, okay.
And then, like, that was the very first time I heard of it. So that's just one example, right, is his one factory Goliath bio, which is a very cool build. It's a very cool build. It's very tricky for Zerg to play against. He's played around with all sorts of Valkyrie type plays, and I mean, he can play pretty standard as well. But yeah, he's a fun Terran because of some of these things.
So we had a bunker thrown down there, and that did freak Killer out. He pulled a lot of drones, and behind that, Royal was just making a command center. So cool little tactic to use to interrupt the income there for Killer.
Yeah. He's just throwing out all sorts of different signals here. And with the wall, we see, but Killer cannot, that Royal is actually going for bio, right?
Right.
Now, as far as Killer knows, this could be factory, so you have to consider, it's like, do I make a sunken? If you have to make a sunken, you're already a little bit behind, right? That's something absolutely you don't want in the early game in CBT. Okay, Hydralisk Den goes down. Now, this might be that 2-hatch lurker thing I was talking about because of the wall. Because if you get your lurkers burrowed, if they don't have bunkers in front of the wall, you get the wall for free.
Yeah, this is one of these, you know, it's like an unusual build to do here from Terran, and it's very abusive of the fact that there's a wall in. The wall in, which is supposed to keep you safe, can then be punished. And losing 2 depots, that's quite the supply block. Think about how fast Marines die to lurkers. If you get like one good fight after the depots are killed and they still can't remake.
Yeah. Well, your minerals are very tight early game.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very tight. Like every single mineral is accounted for with bio openers.
So wait, is it going to be lurkers or is that
It's a lurker build?
Now, I'm actually asking because I don't know. Is there ever the possibility of doing a slow lurker drop into the main with something like this? Does that happen?
Well, we don't see an Overlord in position. It is something that can technically occur, but if you get any whiff of it, it's dead.
Yeah.
Like 2 Marines can basically, well, 3 Marines definitely can deny it.
Yeah.
But look, he just threw down a scan, and I didn't see actually where that was. It should have been at the natural probably, but he had his SCV alive in the natural for a bit, so it might have been in the main. Either way, as soon as you find out that it's lurker, you have to get your units in front of the depots.
That's right. You actually have to protect the depots.
Yeah, and it's not just about protecting the depots either. It's about zoning everything out. You have to make the lurkers burrow and unburrow multiple times. So look, he knows what's going on. 2 SCVs coming out, 3 SCVs coming out. He's going to start making bunkers.
Whoa! Lost 1 medic. Ouch!
Medics have a mind of their own, man. They just wander off. They have wanderlust.
So the 2 bunkers are going to finish, and I feel like Royal should be fine, right?
He's solid as can be right here. This is looking very nice for him.
And, you know, these lurkers...
Oh, I don't like the preload. I really don't like the preload. I think you have to be out in front a little bit. Okay, he's going to go 4 bunk. Wow, okay. So he's expecting like an extreme all-in
He's
here.
a bunk monk.
Bunk monk.
That's right. All right, here we go. Lurkers coming forward. These lurker shots really, really dangerous. The first bunker goes down. The second bunker...
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's got to help. He's got to help.
And now what? I mean, what is the Zerg's plan from this point on?
Well, I mean, we'll have ASL Season 11 the next year, so that's probably it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like this develops from here.
No, it doesn't.
You tried to pull a fast one.
This is why I'm always saying, like, 2-hatch lurker. I'm like, well, he could do the stupid build 2-hatch lurker. 2-hatch lurker, you just have to catch your opponent a little bit off guard. They have to miss micro, something like that. They have to not know what to do because it's a build that just thrives on surprise because it's not done that much. Because as you see here, as soon as you hold a committed 2-hatch lurker, like, here's the thing. There's multiple 2-hatch lurkers. Okay, so he scans, and I'll explain this in a second. But there's 2-hatch lurker builds where you go 2-hatch lurker, but you have, like, 4 lings, and then you just put 2 lurkers on a ramp at your new 3rd, right? And that's sneaky, so if they're building bunkers, suddenly you're ahead. But when you do this type, it's like sometimes you get a free win, and then sometimes you get in a situation like this where you have to do something crazy to come back. And what he's chosen here is very quick hive. So what he'll try to do is get a Defiler across the map as quickly as possible. And if he can get Dark Swarm up in the natural, he can still win.
Okay, got it. Yeah, it just seems like it's one of those strategies where it's sort of hinged on your opponent making a mistake. Which usually, I mean, I understand the need to like try to pull out some stuff like this from time to time, but it doesn't seem like this is a wise decision here. He basically had Royal just crossing his T's and dotting his I's, and that's why he's in this position here. He said, "Oh, I see lurkers. Okay, I know what to do. As long as I take these steps, I don't die."
Yeah. Well, he's killing off the egg. He does have a single siege tank. Now, the most important thing to do here is, as quickly as you possibly can, space the lurkers back from yourself. You need to get them as far away from your base as possible, because, I mean, from where the lurkers are right now, it is 2 dark swarms until you're almost dead.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So you need to push them back. Like, in my opinion, when you have 2 tanks, you have to move your tanks out there, and you need to start scanning. And this is a great play. You should always get a dropship in a situation like this. You can do it for counter drops, but you can also do things like maneuver army behind the lurkers to intercept reinforcements. Because it's like you're very low on everything here as Zerg. So anything Terran can do to slow down anything you're doing is huge for Terran.
The Defiler hatches. Needs to get up there immediately with this army. Was that a little trap that he laid there with the 1 lurker, not with the rest of the group? I think he wanted to make it look like he had unburrowed all of them, and then he kept 1 there.
That could be part of it, but also just forcing him to scan right there is really good.
I see. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. The scan is like another resource in of itself, right?
Yeah, and Royal's scanning all the time to figure out, okay, what do you have? What are you doing, right? So he also needs scans to push back everything because tanks come out way before vessels.
GG.
Yeah, Killer's just going to GG. It's too much. And there you go. Royal goes into our final match of the night.
Oh, the rematch.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not going to look like that first game. That's for sure.
No. I think that's going to be the only game like that we'll have
probably
ever.
Probably.
Okay, so Sari had a very scumbaggy strat set up to try to get Mini completely killed him. What are they going to do now? It's going to be on the map Polypoid.
Yeah, that's a really fun map for the matchup, and there's a really large variety of things that both sides can do.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to wait and see what they have planned. Killer. Well,
I feel for him.
You know what? I
really liked that ZVZ he showed us.
Oh, it was super
great.
cool. It was super cool.
But I think that was a bad call to try to just quick win it.
Yeah.
Guys, we've got a short break, and then we go to our final game.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
야, 우리 진짜 한 판만 더 이기면 돼. 야, 그럼 나 화장실 좀 갔다 올게.
야, 어디가?
금방 와.
자, 이 정도. 20여 명의 학생들이 컴퓨터 게임에 몰입하고 있는 또 다른 PC방. PC방의 전원을 꺼보겠습니다.
From the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Kogo! Chasing stars, seeking lights. Never-ending paradise. The universe so wide. Let's get out of this old planet. You are paradise. Paradise, paradise. You are Do you wanna be a bad man? Yes, you do. Do you wanna taste sweet salvation underneath the summer moon? Do you need another hand now? Yes, you do. Go see Miss Josie down on Columbus Avenue. Down in the city, there's a place that never sleeps. You can see it all up past 57th Street. Music is hot and the drinking there's free. It'll turn you upside down before you count to 3. You're looking for a helping hand. You need a friendly face. Feeling good, you can barely stand. You're falling all over the place. You're looking for a helping hand. You need a friendly face. Feeling good, you can barely stand. You're falling all over the place. You own it, they got it, they flown it, you bought it. Ow! Do you wanna be a bad man? Yes, you do. Do you wanna taste sweet salvation underneath the summer moon? Do you need another head now? Yes, you do. Go see Miss Josie down on Columbus Avenue. Columbus Avenue. Ha! Go see Miss Josie down on Columbus Avenue. Columbus Avenue. Ha! Go see Miss Josie down on Columbus Avenue. You're looking for a helping hand. You need a friendly face. Feeling good, you can barely stand. You're falling all over the place. Gotta play dead.
We're back.
Dude, he uses a DT35.
Yes.
Mini still uses a DT35 in this day and age.
I don't know mice that well. What is that?
No, DT35, the keyboard.
Oh!
Yeah.
I don't know keyboards that well.
The old keyboard that everyone used in the Kespa days.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
What are we going to have in this game? I do feel like really, really big maps with lots of bases feel good for Protoss. But I think Terran can take fights on Polypoid. I think this is still a pretty good map.
It's a playable map, absolutely.
This is a map where Protoss may be tempted to go quick Nexus.
Yeah, I think Nexus first is pretty solid here. Obviously, if you get cross spawns, it's really amazing. Then if you get close, it becomes a different type of game. But yeah, I'm not sure what Mini's plan will be as far as that goes. Like, does he want to take that slight risk? Because like, if you go Nexus first and your opponent's close to you, and they're going factory expand, well, you might be in some trouble. You might be losing your Nexus, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, let's find out. I don't know. Mini is very good at taking out these Terran players. He's got a very precise way to approach the game. I think some of his decision-making is the best I've seen. Kind of like, you know, Snow's like Reaver control is like out of this world. But like Mini a lot of times seems to make some of the best decisions to counter people.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure, sometimes. I guess his decision-making has a big range to it, where sometimes he looks brilliant, and sometimes he tries to fly a shuttle away from a Corsair.
The Corsair. That was the worst game I think we've ever casted ever. Was Mini loading the shuttle. It's so funny if you haven't seen this. He picks up, it's on an island map, right? So the Corsair gets there, and it starts to shoot the shuttle. And so he has a Reaver in it. He starts to fly towards the other player, and we're sitting here like, oh, does that... Because, look, you don't actually see...
Wait, that'll kill it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, we never see... Nobody ever sees Corsairs shooting shuttles, so it's like, how many hits does it take to kill a shuttle? I don't know. Nobody does. So it's like, oh, maybe he knows this exactly, and he's going to unload the Reaver.
Wasn't even close.
And then it got halfway there, and he had to drop the Reaver on the island, and it's like,
the Reaver just sitting there, and he just died. That was it.
Yeah, it was like the worst thing I've ever seen. It was.
So yeah, sometimes his decision making is really great, and then sometimes he does that.
Yeah, but when he's really on point, I think he makes some really smart moves. That was the worst game ever, man.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. And there was this moment as we're casting it where we're starting to realize, like, the health is going down too fast. There's no way.
It didn't look right when it started.
Yeah. Well, this happens every once in a while where you have a very unique situation where there's a unit that's not used in a matchup attacking another unit. You're like, okay, well, I don't actually know Like, you don't have to know how many Corsair hits it takes to kill a shuttle to be a pro gamer. You can win an ASL and just say, I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't care either.
Is it 35 hits? I don't know. Maybe. Could be 27. 50. I don't know. I have no idea. But I think on a map like this, he can definitely make some good calls.
Yeah, well, Polypoid is very standard. It's a normal 4-player map.
Is there like a thing Protoss players do on this map that you find really troubling for as a Terran player? Like just map specific?
No, I don't think so. Like, it just kind of plays like a normal map overall. I think it's a. There's a lot of options on both sides. Yeah, it's definitely an Arbiter map. I get confused when people go carriers just in general. I just think it's so much weaker than Arbiter. Although there's some new carrier builds that are popping out, so like maybe it's going to be revised.
Carriers always feel like there's some timing that you could be killed during.
Yes.
Like if I win a game with carriers, I'm always like, oh, that shouldn't have worked.
Yeah. Explains Stork's whole career, maybe.
Mini vs Royal, the rematch in the final game of tonight starts now.
게임 준비 완료. 폴리포이드에서 게임을 시작합니다.
All right, the bottom right, we have Mini. Bottom left, Royal. Okay, so they're pretty close spawns here, right? So I think that almost makes the most interesting game. Closer spawns on this map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if they are cross, it's very hard to actually kill somebody. You know, it's just you're so far away. So kind of excited about this. The third base faces towards Mini here, but of course this can make things like Reaver drops a little bit stronger because you can go right into the main base, right? And it's like kind of far away from where you actually have your units rallied. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Whereas if these spots were reversed, then he could get back into his main very quickly compared to how long it takes the shuttle to get there.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see how they decide to end up opening. That's a quick scout, by the way.
Yeah, this is actually very, very, very unusual at pro-level play to have a scout after pylon.
Yeah.
This usually would mean that Mini is in a ladder game and his opponent's random, and he needs to make sure it's not a Zerg. So if you scout on 9, you can actually do a gas steal.
Yeah.
If you look at this.
It's always my favorite thing, Tasteless.
Yeah.
It's 4-player map, get my gas stolen before I start my barracks.
I wonder what the reasoning behind doing a scout on 9 is.
Well,
maybe
here's the thing:
33%
of the time you gas steal. Okay, and the one thing as a Terran player that you never ever prep on a 4-player map
is a gas steal.
Is what to play against gas steals. Tasteless, I can write you a book on what to do, various strategies and mind games and things on Eclipse against gas steals. And then if you ask me about Polypoid, I'll just make some excuse about the Protoss being a cheeser.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, this is a 4-player map, we have ramps, and you're far away, and I don't even know which spot you're at. Because some Protoss even scout cross map, you know? Like, you never know. So,
I hate cross spawn scout.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But this really puts a wrench in any of Royal's plans because you're not ready for this, whereas on a 2-player map, you already have a plan for this.
I almost wonder what would be a good move, though, if you scout them last. Is there some kind of, like, you hide a robo or something, like, right outside their base and try to do some Reaver drop, or?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I
don't think it would be that complicated. Maybe you just take the hit.
Yeah, you just take the L.
Like, for instance, this offensive gas that you're going to do a third of the time more than makes up for the third of a time when you scout them last with that early scout.
That's true. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
It's always.
But it's the end of your strategy as Terran.
Yeah, that's true. Now you
have to do something else.
Yeah, you got to do some alt play here. Yeah. Like this. Look, now the Zealot comes up here. This CC is going to get canceled.
Oh my God. Oh. Now I think he'll save it. He needs to bring like at least 2 more SCVs. Okay, yeah, he's bringing 3. It looks like that's
good drill.
That was a beautiful drill and good control there from Sorry.
Second Zealot though coming here.
Yeah, definitely
and a third Zealot.
Oh my God, Zealot man over here.
Yeah.
Gateway but no core man.
Yeah.
Oh, the Zealots get on top of the Marines. Uh-oh.
This isn't even Gateway, man. This is Gateway.
Jeez. Oh my. Tasteless. Everything went wrong there for Royal.
I think what we got to call this now, Artosis, is actually Gateway Boy. So they don't even have a core yet. It's just he's not a Gateway man. This is
eco-friendly Gateway man. He doesn't have any gas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks like Mini is going to be able to take this down with lots. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is.
It just gets worse.
His SCV's still built in the command center, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I just saw it pop off. Okay, well, that's important because if he was not still, if this command center wasn't almost done, I would call it right now. I'd be like, give me the time. Okay, so, Royals deceased at 4 minutes 20 seconds.
And the gas being taken once more. I mean, you can make a refinery. There it is over at the natural, but like this is just annoying.
It's pretty brutal. Now, the range hasn't even started yet. So that's something at least. That's pretty good as far as, you know, what we're looking at from Royal's side. He's not going to get the pressure of having to repair against a million goons, but it's a very quick robo from Mini. I would imagine he's going to go quick Reaver here.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it feels about right.
I think Reaver is one of the best moves after a gas steal because all their tech is slowed down.
Yeah, I think it's just solid in general because, like, for instance, if your gas gets stolen, like, every now and then you should mix in, like, a Marine medic build.
Yeah, sure.
And it's, like, not the highest win percentage, but if they don't go Reaver, you can actually kill them with it.
Yeah, no,
it's doable.
Yeah, you're very, very strong.
Right? Also, I mean, Reaver is just going to provide you with good harassment. It's going to be good against pushes. It's just, it builds into everything else.
It's why I think Reaver is just so common now in PvT, where it used to be kind of like this, I think people would almost think about it like it was cheesy. I know there was a lot of Protoss players that sort of thought this wasn't good, because why would, you know, if you don't do any damage with the Reaver, you've lost money, but I think it's completely flipped on its head now.
Yeah.
It's just a good unit to have. Like, if you can end up killing like 5 vultures with 1 scarab. Yeah, you just get the right connect here. You make the Terran make turrets. And then as long as you don't lose it, I mean, if you start to lose the Reaver, that's when you have a whole other slew of problems. Plus, it kind of pairs nicely with the 2 Zealots you have left over from a build like this.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like that you can't use them for anything right now, but you could have them soak siege tank shots, and then maybe the Reaver does more damage.
Could be. Did he start a 3rd factory? Is that the building I saw there, or was that an eBay?
I think it's a 3rd factory.
I believe it was, which is really interesting. I've never seen that.
Well, he might
3 factories starting at basically the same time. I mean, the opening was so wonky that it's cool to see, but I've actually never seen that, so that's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. He's literally going to have 3 factories up as he starts factory unit production.
Yeah.
Feels like a fastest map strat, you know?
It's interesting to see Mini just putting, decorating the map with pylons and these other spawns.
It's cool. I like it a lot. Why not, right?
Yeah,
what are you going to do, send a Vulture up there later? Whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
You have so much intel right now, and I mean, even dropships flying around, Vultures running around, you're going to see a lot.
But also, a lot of players hide a command center when they get their gas stolen. Super common.
Do you know what, Tasteless?
What?
I think Mini's just going to kill him here.
I think so.
He doesn't even have siege, does he?
No.
He's got to go up his ramp. Oh my God! Look
Oh
at these
man,
scarabs.
the scarab!
Holy crap! That was crazy.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my God!
So many SCVs are going to get killed off here. The Reaver's not even taking any damage yet. Oh my God! And now he just points it right at the tank.
Well, he lost so many SCVs here. I'm surprised that he didn't go up the ramp. Like, I think you can read that situation that you're going to lose everything if you don't.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Is like you've already basically taken the fight that you wanted to take. Mini is so on top of his control here. The Goliath could chase the Reaver away, but oh man, if he actually just drops, he can even start target more SCVs here with this.
Should be a little bit careful there. It's enough mech to push it back for now. Goon walking up. I don't think so. Don't like it.
Great play. Takes out. He's just dominating here.
Yeah, man. Okay, a little bit too fancy.
Does not get the shuttle.
Okay, but look.
Look. I mean, there's not like no way that Royal is going to win this game. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, is that a Stargate at the top of his base? Yes, it is.
Wouldn't you know it?
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I think
a great follow-up.
Yeah, I think going into carriers is actually great when you've done that much damage.
Yeah.
Because A, they're not going to attack you.
Carriers lose to big economies, man.
Yeah.
That's...
No, I think one of the bigger mistakes you can make is like a player's going +2 attack, +1 armor, turtling on 3 bases, and you decide to go carriers.
Yes.
And then they push out, and you're like, why would anybody make these units?
Yeah.
You know?
But here, when you've really damaged them. Now, Royal's SCV production has been phenomenal considering what has gone on this game. He has a reasonable amount of SCVs after all that, which is amazing. Yeah. He does have scanners too, right? Well, I guess he doesn't have one right there, but we know that he got the scanner, so he can at least figure out what's going on. If he scans that carriers are being made before he starts his 3rd command, I think he still has a shot in this game. Look, he's actually, yeah, look at the starport. That starport actually signals that Royal might have a shot.
Well, hold on, though. Mini's going to go for a bust. I think Shuttle Speed might be finishing in a second here. And this is one of these things. I think he's actually going to go for just right on the ramp here. I think he just tries to dive bomb, dropping Reavers and Dragoons in there.
Scan right on those Stargates.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's got a lot of units. So as long as he doesn't lose a ton of SCVs here, I think he holds this without too much trouble. All right, he's got a lot of Vultures that are trying to tank some damage here. They're blocking a lot of the Goons, but that tank at the natural does end up going down. Oh gosh, maybe he just has a bit too much
I think this is too much.
Yeah.
If you've done this much damage to the Terran, if you just start to just plop units inside their main,
yeah,
like there's not much they can do. They don't have any terrain to try to cover them, and that's going to be a game here. There's no way for the SCVs to be protected here. GG, Mini. Look how happy he is. Wow.
Yeah, no, he's overjoyed. Well, he was saying, I mean, he's the top seed coming into this group, and in fact, the top 2 seeds get to advance, so that's kind of nice to see. It's sad to see Royal go out. You know what I'm really excited about, though, Tasteless? Because he showed an ounce of confidence coming into the group. Next season, during the interview session, they're going to bring that up and ask him if he's still going to be confident.
That's right.
That's the moment that I'm waiting for. That's what It's not Flash playing random the second season in a row. It's the interview with Royal next
It's something that's nonsensical, like you should say you're going to lose so that you can win.
Yeah. See, Royal, none too happy about that.
Well, I mean,
it's unfortunate.
That was a pretty brutal gas steal, just like right at the start.
It all started with a gas steal from a scout after pylon.
Yeah. Really nicely done. Yeah, let's see how Mini's feeling. He's certainly relieved. He was saying earlier on he really doesn't like the single elimination format here.
Best of one is
and so he's escaped to the next part of the tournament where it is, not just single win.
Well, I'm glad to have him through, to be honest. I mean, obviously I would prefer it to be only Terrans in the next round and just TBTs for the rest of the tournament, but Mini's pretty good too.
That would affect our ratings, I think. Okay, interview time.
ASL 시즌 10 24강 기조 경기 모두 함께 하셨습니다. 오늘의 두 번째 16강 진출자 변현재
We've
선수
just completed the Group D matches, and the second player to advance is Mini. Congratulations.
경기력
Says
그리고
thanks.
변현재 선수의 표정을 보면서 많은 시청자분들이 같이 울고 또 웃습니다. 이렇게 16강 진출 확정 지으신 소감
I think a lot of viewers were very entertained by your games today. How are you feeling?
폴리포인트 가면 이제 지성이나
I was hoping to advance with 2 wins.
만나면 솔직히 질 것 같았거든요.
I was going to the polypoint matches.
근데 변현재 선수의 경기력만큼은
wasn't that
아마
confident.
16강에 진출한 선수 또
I think I won against him because I was lucky.
굉장히 스트레스를 많이 받아하고 있을 것 같습니다. 여전히 굉장히 상대를 까다롭게 만드는 경기력인데
I think you're so good at the harassment play. You're so good at just bothering the other players.
오늘은 너무 긴장돼가지고.
Other players must be scared to face you.
그래가지고 좀 하나하나만 좀 침착하게.
Actually, today I was so nervous.
잘 쓰자는
I didn't feel like my hands were working.
좀큰 그림을 너무 못 그렸던 것 같아요.
Anyways, I just tried to
첫 번째
focus.
김지성 선수의 경기에서는 김지성 선수가 이 토스전에서 투베럭스를
I just tried to make sure I could get as much out of my units as
오히려
possible.
변현재 선수가 게이트로 입구를 막고 굉장히 침착하게 수비를 해냈거든요. 이런 전략적인 움직임은 어느 정도 좀
Royal did that all in play,
들었어요.
and you defended well.
원래 지금 이렇게 심시티 하는데
Were you expecting him to do that unusual strategy?
막으려고 이렇게 심시티를 준비했었거든요. 이제 더블 커맨드를 더블
I used the gateway to wall off.
약간 뭐 센터 투베럭이나 이런 것도 할 수 있어가지고 그런 거 막으려고 했었는데 이제 본진 투베럭하고 오는 거도 이렇게
I know that there's a few different attacks you can do against players that go Nexus first.
게좀 도움됐던 것 같아요.
조일장 선수와의 경기에서는
I just thought, okay, if I have a SimCity with a gateway, I should be fine, and it worked out.
질럿으로 상대를 끊임없이 괴롭히면서 조일장 선수도 정말 경기하면 스트레스를 많이 받았다라고 얘기를 했거든요.
Let's talk about the match against Hero.
러시 한 번에 약간 상황이 좀
He said he was very stressed out by your harassment early on.
히드라 제 생각보다 좀 많이 왔더라고요.
네.
이제 스포
But because of his Ling Hydra rush,
올 줄은 몰랐는데 제가
he actually managed to win the games.
오버로드랑
Yeah, the Hydrant count was much higher than I was expecting when he first attacked me. I thought my Corsairs killed enough Overlords that he wouldn't have any units like that.
앞에 있는 건물을 버려도 되는데
But I made a mistake with my cannons. I should have made my cannons a little bit further back. The positioning was bad. That allowed him to get in there and do that damage.
이 생각대로 변현재 선수의 경기가 흘러가지 않을 때 굉장히 좀
That allowed Hero
모습을
to
제가 화면에서도 봤는데
do quite a bit of
오히려
damage.
최종전 경기를 앞두고는 좀 편안한 표정이시더라고요. 그래서 아 멘탈을 다시
I
한번
could
딱
see you were very
잡으셨구나라는
stressed
느낌을
out.
받았는데 좀 어떤 생각을 그 사이에 좀 하셨나요?
We went to the final match.
최종전에서도
I could sense you probably had to really pull yourself together in that last game.
업그레이드 잘하고 이제 좀
Yeah, on Polypoid.
제가 좀 이기기 힘들어하는 매치거든요. 근데 이제 처음에 8런을 찍고 서치를 갔잖아요.
I think it's quite Terran favored.
한 번에 성공하다 보니까 와 이거는 진짜 운이
But I went early scouting.
3분의 1 확률이니까 와 운이 이제 따랐다 하면서 이길 것 같았어요.
And I think the fact that I got him right away and was able to steal his gas helped me out quite a bit.
자 이제 16강 경기를 변현재 선수를 통해서
Anyways, that helped me to move on to the round of 16.
응원해 주시는 팬분들께 한마디 부탁드립니다.
솔직히 이번에
Any words to your fans?
전부 다 이제 이기지도 못하고 이제 빨리 떨어졌는데 이번에는 이제 최대한 좋은 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
I know I was eliminated in the most recent ASL.
멋진 모습 기대하겠습니다. 인터뷰 고맙습니다.
I'm going to try to make it as far as I possibly can
자,
this
이렇게 해서
season.
오늘의
Wish me
두
luck.
번째 16강
Well, congratulations once more.
선수와 함께했습니다.
Cool. Guys, tomorrow we've got GSL. It's on the same channel that you're watching us live on right now. And it's going to be starting a little bit earlier. 5 p.m. KST.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Don't forget, you're going to be late, Artosis.
No, I definitely. Right after the stream, I'll be heading in. Yeah, so here was our results for today. Hero and Mini, two former ASL finalists, both going on to the round of 16. Killer and Royal unable to make it. Yeah, definitely an interesting night, to say the least. Here is what we have in the round of 16 thus far. 4-3-4-1. Very close, very nice.
Yeah, we still have 2 more days of the round of 24 before we finalize all the players that are going to be going to the next level of the tournament. I am, again, very excited to see Flash play random. I'm very curious to see how far he's going to go. Can he win the entire thing?
Yeah.
Or will he flounder?
Oh, I can't wait. It is going to be really exciting, Tasis.
Oh, yeah.
1 in 3 times he'll have Terran. So
Yeah.
he's already won 33% of his games.
That's true.
It's crazy. And then you never know what he's actually going to roll. So what if he rolls Terran every game?
That'll be the saddest thing I've
just
ever
wins
seen
the
in my
whole
whole
tournament
life. And we're like,
random.
yeah, I guess you won with random.
He did, yeah.
You
Don't
did it.
even. Don't you try
You did
to.
it, Flash. You did what nobody could do. You got an advantage in every single game when you were already the best player.
Yep.
That's what that means, Artosis.
It would be amazing, you're right. Our next match is going to be on Sunday, guys. Larva, Noob, Stork, Rush. That's a very exciting group. I cannot wait for that. And then, of course, Group F, Sharp Beast, Action, and Free.
Yes. And we'll be continuing on with our normal schedule here for ASL. Sundays and Tuesdays, 7 p.m. And again, GSL is, of course, still on for Wednesday and then Saturday afternoon.
That's right. Tomorrow, as Taysa said, 5 p.m. KST, we are going to have Parting vs. Beyond, which is the most exciting round of 24 match.
Yeah, and we're going to be
that I can
finishing up the
remember.
round of 24
Yep.
on that Wednesday, going into the
And
round
then
of 16.
the group selection as well, translated and everything.
This is an unusual period here. We don't normally have ASL and GSL lined up like this.
It's kind of nice, though.
Yeah,
I like it.
it's cool. Good to get a lot of StarCraft in here as we get closer to the end of the year.
All right. This is it's a great month.
This is Tastosis signing out.
Until next
And
time.
I'll see you
Have a good
on
morning,
the ladder,
afternoon, night, wherever you are.
No, I should go back into like, and I'll see you on the ladder. Until then, see you on BattleNet, fellow gamers. What's another one we could do? That's all the time we have, fans. GG.
Wow.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty terrible. That's pretty wretched.
We'll be back next time with more epic gamer moments.
This is starting to hit home a little bit. I'm like, damn, look at you, esports broadcaster.
I'm
Did you read a book on broadcasting? Pretty sick, Tasteless.
I read a couple on broadcasting and a couple more on being a gamer.
Books on being a gamer.
Books on being
That's
a
my
gamer.
favorite thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Something only gamers would understand.
Yeah. What'd you think about the games overall tonight?
I enjoyed them. A lot of plot twists here today.
Yeah, there were plot twists. It seemed like people were getting pretty damn countered pretty quickly in these games.
Yeah,
so.
but I appreciate that.
There was nothing that was actually a drawn-out slugfest.
ZVZ
The ZVZ was.
Yeah.
That was the closest one to something really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that lurker game was disappointing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, yeah, bunkers stop these.
Yeah, and then...
If I see this and I make 3 of these buildings, I actually go to the round of 16. Yeah, or I guess he doesn't, but you know what I mean. I survive an ASL televised match.
It's just about reading that correctly.
I am... Yeah, I mean, that's a real bummer that the gas steal on Polypoid happened. That's like... Oh.
It's too bad he didn't scout him second.
Most Protosses do not scout on 9.
Well, I don't know if I would even say most, because most Protosses are B, and I can tell you they scout on 9.
They do it all the time, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Pro Protosses? No.
I'm surprised that Royal didn't go up his ramp, though. Like when the Reaver came?
No one, pros never pull up the ramp, but like when the Reaver comes, if you do not have siege mode, like, or have it in the next couple seconds, you will just lose everything.
Yeah.
You will lose everything.
Well, when the SCVs come, that's like the target for the Reavers.
Yeah.
This is one of the rare moments where you'll see SCVs going to where the Reaver actually wants them to go.
Yeah.
Instead of the Reaver chasing them
That's
down.
the whole point there.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. They have to repair or you insta-die. I like to just like repair it a little bit, run up the ramp, try to get a bunker up there, you know, I mean, it's harder to push up the ramp for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Protoss can overextend with that.
Oh, absolutely. It's hard to make a Reaver shoot south, right? And it's hard to get the high ground vision.
It's very true.
And you can do all sorts of nifty tricks with SCV walls. Go up your ramps, folks, if the Reaver's getting you.
That's all the time we have, guys. We love you. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.